Hi, I'm Laura and welcome back to a new video. So this is a new gardening job that I've taken on. I only started it this year, I think it was, the beginning of this year. And as you can see, the garden is raised up. So I do have to get my mower up and down quite a few steps, which you'll see later on in the video. But I do first start off with trimming the lawn. This particular visit I did need to cut the hedge and trim the shrubs. I mean, the hedge isn't really that big, so these hedge cutters were fine for it. I gave the hedges and shrubs a bit of a trim. Once that was done, I then got my leaf blower just so I can leaf blow the majority of the clippings back onto the lawn so that I could pick up with my mower. And I did also pick up the majority of the clippings as well as I was going along. There's not a lot of soil, or decent soil for that matter, in this garden. The client did tell me that when they originally brought it, it was all just concrete. So whoever owned it previously didn't like the garden, they just had it all concrete and that was it. So the client did tell me that there was not a lot of soil when we started, which you can, when you're working through the borders and stuff, you can definitely tell that the soil's not very good. Once I've completed all the shrubs and little bits of hedges and things that needed trimming, I do get my leaf blower out, and then any bits that I haven't been able to pick up or the visqueen hasn't collected, I do get my leaf blower and just leaf blow either onto the lawn or into a pile to either pick up or use the mower to pick up. And now it's time to get my mower onto the lawn to give the lawn a cut. And as you can see, it's a right faff. So basically what I have to do is I take the grass box off, I get my ramp, what I use to get the mower in and out of my van, and put that over the steps. I then lift my mower onto the high setting, turn it on, and because it's one of those self-push mowers, I push it as far as I can on the board and get the rollers onto the board so that I can push the handle and it'll help push the mower up the ramp. Now I have tried pulling my mower up the steps rather than using the ramp, but because the steps are that narrow, you can literally barely put your foot on the step, and my mower is quite heavy. It's that steep that I just can't, the steps are too high, I just can't physically pull the mower up the steps. So the only way I found that I can do it is by using the ramp and that method that you've just seen. You will see me go over the lawn a couple of times. I did lower it a little bit. You'll have probably noticed by now that the lawn's patchy. Basically what's happened is the client has brought and used one of those small boxes of weed and feed that you can get from like a supermarket or garden centre and sprinkled it on a lawn. The thing is with that, the trouble being, is because you can't see the area that you've covered with it, the lawn ends up patchy like this. So you can see some areas haven't been touched, the light green areas, and then the other areas of the lawn having too much of the weed and feed, which leads to the dead patchy brown areas where it's killed the grass off. So basically the client's asked me if I can try and fix it for her, and that if and she'll leave it to me in the future to sort out the lawn and feed it and treat it and all that. So she has asked if I can fix it for her, which you'll see me make a start in this video as well. But yeah, I remember she rang me up before I started, before I went this day, and she said she won't believe what I've done to my lawn, laughing. She said you'll be absolutely mortified. She says don't judge me, but yeah, it's a bit of a mess. So yeah, we had a bit of a chuckle, but it's only a lawn, it's not the end of the world. I said I'll sort it out for her, so that's my task, to sort this lawn out for her. But yeah, we did have a laugh over it. Now that the lawn is edged, I go back through and give the borders a good tidy. Now that the borders are all tidied through, I did cut this Laburnum, just gave it a bit of a shape. The client, she did come out and ask me, she didn't really like it how it was, and she just asked if I could just trim it up a bit, give it a bit of a shape. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Now that that's cut into shape, it's time to pick it all up. Now that the garden's tidy, I move on to these dead patches in the lawn. I start off by getting me hand claw and raking all the thatch and dead grass out as best I can to leave as much bare soil as I could. I tried to do this as quickly as I could because I could see a storm that was coming over, and it had given out a thunderstorm, so I was trying to work as quickly as I could. Now here you can see me getting a leaf blower, and just any little bits that were left, I kind of just leaf blew them onto the borders. When I finished off the leaf blowing, I got the fresh soil that I brought with me, sieved some of the big stones out of it, and then just sort of put the soil in the gaps. Yes, that was thunder that we were looking at, so yeah. The thunderstorm was definitely close by, and I thought to myself, well, I better get Burley in the van before it started raining, which it did right after I put her in, and then I could concentrate on doing the rest of what I was doing here. So basically I was filling up the holes that I just raked out with some fresh soil that I brought with me, looking at hearing the thunderstorm and checking that there was no lightning, because the last thing I want to do is get struck by lightning while I'm at work. So that's what I'm doing here, is just getting all the fresh soil on there. And now there was some seeds that the client had brought from the supermarket, and I just quickly went over with the seeds, and now you'll see what it looks like after. Now we're coming to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. You'll see how it looks after when I've seeded over those bare patches. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate all the support. Right, until the next time, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye!